Texas Senator Ted Cruz is with us. Senator, I'll throw that to you. It looks like every case is falling apart. However, regardless of how bad this case is in New York, I don't think Donald Trump can get a fair trial there. Not with a judge that, frankly, should have recused himself for 100 different reasons.
No, he can't get a fair trial in New York. This judge is a hard left partisan. This prosecutor is a hard left partisan. The last trial in New York, the judge was a hard left partisan. The prosecutor was a hard left partisan. This is all about, number one, attacking Donald Trump because they hate his guts. But number two, look, the real target here is not Trump. The real target is the American voter. The real target is democracy. This is all about stopping the voters from re-electing Donald Trump as president in November. And this is election interference writ large. It is the most grotesque example of trying to interfere in an election we've ever seen. And we see it at the Biden Department of Justice that is weaponized, that is attacking their opponents. We see it with district DAs, elected DAs, Democrats, whether in New York or Georgia. They're willing to abuse their power to stop the voters. And I got to say, look, the judge yesterday was talking about throwing Donald Trump in jail because he's daring to exercise his First Amendment rights and speak out. I talked today on my podcast, Verdict with Ted Cruz. The entire podcast is on that question. Will this judge throw Trump in jail? The short answer is I believe the answer is no. I don't think the judge will. He'll keep putting fines on him, but I don't think he'll put him in jail. I think if he tried to put him in jail, I think the Court of Appeals would reverse it. They're not going to let Trump go to jail in the middle of this election. And I'll tell you what, if miracle of miracle, the corrupt New York courts did actually send Trump to jail, Trump would win over 300 electoral votes in November. You want to talk about shocking the voters that this is garbage? That would do it. And these people are so consumed with partisan hate that they're willing to abuse power, and that willingness has no limits.
They have allegations that the judge's family can benefit from the outcome in this case, a gag order that only applies to Trump, but nobody else involved in the case. They're on cable news. They're all over social media. They're begging for gifts, money from people. They can say whatever the hell they want.
Look,
the statute of limitations
one of the prosecutors was a paid political consultant for the DNC.
Exactly.
I mean, this is a kangaroo court. This is a political persecution, and it's not about crimes. If his name were Donald Smith, this case would have never been brought. The reason this is brought is they're trying to bootstrap a non-federal violation into a non-state violation, and they're trying to get this attenuated. And by the way, the testimony of Stormy Daniels that was salacious, that was the point of it. Listen, there is no person on planet Earth that believes Donald Trump has been celibate all his life. That is not news. But they want to drag him through the gutter because this is a political smear job. It's not about the rule of law. And it's frankly, it's tragic what is happening because the rule of law is important. It protects all of us. This is what banana republics do. And let me ask you, Sean, is there one Democrat nationally with the courage to speak out against it? I'm in the Senate. I do not know a single Democrat senator who says enough is enough. And they are tearing down the Constitution and the rule of law because their partisan hatred and their desire for power is more important to them than anything else.
They're shredding the Constitution before our very eyes, Senator.
Yep.
We'll have you back soon. I've learned an awful lot about your opponent that had pretty radical views in the past. They're starting to come to surface. We'll get to that. Senator Cruz, thank you for being with us. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.